You see, because so many people wake up on Monday and they're just existing. So I can explain like just existing as they go to an office that they don't like. They don't like their commute. They don't like their boss. They're kind of excited on Wednesday because they call that hump day, and they're like halfway done with their torture. And then they can't wait for, it's so true, right? And then they can't wait for Friday. And Friday comes and they're super excited. Sometimes they'll even go to happy hour on Friday because they're like, oh my God, the weekend! And then before they know it, they're back on the same thing and they're just existing. And I know this. When we were little kids, we didn't imagine life to be like that. Even if we saw our parents doing it, we had dreams of being like an astronaut or a superhero, you know, saving the world. And,
yo, what did you want to be when you were little? That's what I'm curious to know. Because you know what? I have a million different things. Like sometimes when I'm talking to people, I'll be like, I remember I wanted to be this. I remember I wanted to be this. I remember I wanted to be this. And the truth is I'm not most of those things. Like, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
Okay, one of the things I wanted to be was I wanted to be famous, a famous actress, and
okay, you accomplished that. Boom, that's check.
That's right.
Yeah, I've been seeing you on your face. Every pose that you have your signature pose. It's the same. You know what the pose is that I'm talking about too.
I do. It is like my Wonder Woman pose. I loved Wonder Woman growing
up. That's your
up.
Success Magazine pose. That's your Forbes magazine cover pose right there. So
yes.
What else? So famous actress, you wanted to be famous. What else did you want to be?
I wanted to be like Mary Lou Retton. I wanted to be a gold medal winning gymnast. That's what I wanted to be.
Really? Did you ever do gymnastics?
I did do gymnastics.
Oh my God! How far did you take gymnastics?
So here's the thing. We call our show Me to We, right?
Me to, yep.
And at a very young age, I learned that just because I wanted to be a gold-winning Olympist, gymnast, I needed a we in there. So the we would be my parents, loved them to death, but my parents weren't going to pay the money that it would cost to have me trained to be a Mary Lou Retton gymnast, right? That was a lot of money, right? So my parents in the budget, it was 1 day a week. 1 day a week, you go to gymnastics. And, you know, 1 day a week, I would practice at home when I could, but 1 day a week was not enough to get me to the Olympics. You know, 1 day a week was enough where I could sit in front of the TV and totally appreciate what the gymnasts do, but I needed a team. It wasn't just about what the me factor. I needed a we. I needed my parents on board. They needed to find money, and it didn't have to be theirs. It could have been a sponsorship. You know, we needed a coach. We probably then also needed homeschooling, so we needed people to teach me so I could spend 30 hours a week becoming a gymnast and getting to the Olympics. So it was only
1 day a week.
1 day a week for 1 hour.
Now, could you imagine if we did something that we were passionate about something and we only did it once a week?
Yes. And you know what?
That's
people
crazy.
are doing right now.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Once a week. And they want a pat on the back. They want to say, well, no, you're not.
No, they're not.
That's good. What did Jim Rome say? Jim Rome said, that's good, but it doesn't lead to greatness, right? 1 hour, one time a week, you could have only been a good gymnast, right? Yes. So what you're doing now, I see you traveling everywhere. You know I love to travel. But you doing this whole traveling tips and, you know, you got this whole thing. And I'm going to read your post that you just posted. I think it was yesterday. I'm going to read that in just a moment. But, yeah, you're traveling. So you like to travel the world.
I love to travel the world.
You're always on the move.
Yes.
what are you most passionate about?
I'm most passionate about helping people find their passion, because I was living that life. Hated Monday. Hey, let's say hope to hump on Wednesday, because, hey, people like to have sex, but they're not doing that enough either. And then, right? And then thanking God it's Friday, but here's what happened on Saturday. I had to run errands. I had to go to the dry cleaner. I had to do laundry. I had to clean the house. So Saturday wasn't really actually a total fun day. So you actually really only had that hour. But somebody reignited my fire. And it was really crazy, because I was investing in real estate, and somebody said, hey, I want you to speak in front of a room and talk to investors about investing in the area. And I was scared. I was like, I don't do public speaking. And it was from that, I didn't want to let them down. So that was my fear that pushed me to stand in front of the room in front of 45 people. And everything that could have went wrong up until the point that I stood in front, but nobody knew what I had gone through, because I smiled and I delivered, and everybody loved me. And then at the end of when I was talking, I got crowded by a bunch of people, and they were asking me questions, and that's when my fire turned on.
Wait, your
oh
first
my God,
time?
this is it. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, and I was like the guest speaker, and then the person that I was the guest speaker for, she had said to me at the end, why, how many times have you done this before? I was like, girl, you popped my cherry. I was a virgin after today. She was like, well, you killed it. And I was like, really? And I was like, how do I know that I killed it? You know, because when I would go home at night, I would obviously think about all the things I could have, should have, would have done and said in front of the room, and all the mistakes that I made, because sometimes we're our worst enemies. You know, we have two voices, the cheerleader and the hater, right? She told me that if you speak in front of a room, and then at the end of your talk, people crowd around you to hear to get more, because they didn't get enough.
Yeah.
That's how you know that you were good.